Okay, the magnetic field. Same day. This is 114 Sunday. Okay, you know what that means? Check this out. 114 Sunday, the magnetic field is very strong in the area. Pulses my body, pulses right through the ground plane, comes right into my body, right in through my top of my head hurts, the bottom of my feet hurt. This is all day. Someone's got this field energy built up around the property. It's so high tech, okay? So high tech that all the local law enforcement and technical individuals do not understand it. IT, technical support, and law enforcement have no clue. This stuff is so high tech. It's amazing that I stumbled on it, right? It's amazing because this stuff is so high tech that those individuals, the first responders, are not even aware, and they're all being baked up right now, and no one's told them yet. No one's even let them know that they've been baked up and that they're being influenced. They sit there and they act superior, like they're in control. Yeah. Right? This induced signal that they hear subtly in the back of their head. Actual nitwit broadcasting on 28.8 megahertz. And signal, inducing a signal into a lot of homes. Current from the power lines into the ground and setting up these injectors, you know? Not one person, right? Next winter storm, what's this going to be? Let's see what the weather says now. We're back to a new thought here. 8 degrees. It's cold. Oh, boy. Oh, boy. Oh, boy, it's cold. My hands are freezing. Nothing I can do about it. Burp. So, this is what I said. I'm doing my weather check now. Temperature obviously doesn't affect this magnetic field that much. We got, today is -7 tonight. That's cold. 5, then 25, 26, 25, 31, 36. Slowly heading out of this deep freeze. 28, 26, 25, and then it gets cold again. 20, 19, 25, and then it gets, see any snow for the next week. That's pretty good. That means I have a week's reprieve right now to find a vehicle to somehow get around. But then again, I don't have to do anything but get the fuck out of town. Now, why won't I leave town? Because these nitwits that have me surrounded, held captive in my home, they really don't let me to do much. Because they actually will make you tired and you'll have to lay down. You'll get up 5 hours later and try to do something. They'll make you tired and you lay down. This will go on day after day. They laugh. They're all wasted. Oh my God, these guys get so fucking toasted. This guy next door gets so fucking wasted, man. He stumbles out to his car and just hops in it and drives. Doesn't use his blinkers, doesn't look where he's going. He just turns into traffic, goes down the road, right? No lights on, drives out into the main road, and it's like, I'm like, there's no fucking way. And this is the guy that and then he just shows up back home with a 6-pack of beer, 12-pack, pulls in the driveway, beeping his horn like an alcoholic. Right? It's like something out of that Chevy Chase movie when he writes the book. You know, when he's got the writer's block and they get the house in the country and they have the postman that's fucking crazy, runs down the road screaming and yelling and throwing the mail fucking out the window and stuff. You know? So anyway, I got a total of 0 viewers. Oh boy.
Still picking up a signal on 28.800 megahertz. It's a spike on the power grid and there's a transmission continuing. Please have someone investigate. Thank you. Bye.
That's the signal I recorded. Yeah. Kind of odd. oddly odd, don't you think? I'm gonna make some coffee. Isn't this fun talking to my 0 viewers? See, what I do, I take a little piece of masking tape and I put right before the viewers, and I write 50 million in this little piece of tape, and I place it there. I'm all deluded, used, right, misguided, and I actually look at it says 50 million viewers. I'm so fucking popular. People listening to me. I'm just like my neighbors. I'm learning to get along. I'm learning to get along.
So much money. This is cool. Consist of what? Turn up. The warfare chart now. It's got posts inside here. We've got a sequence of pulse down. There's a signal hidden in here. If I find some of this, this test for what?
So if you heard that one, someone just said, "Oh, Joe's sister doesn't want to talk to the press about the brother's demented attitude." Now, no one's come here to verify my scientific data and my test equipment that I have that detects the signal. There's a way to measure voltage. It's a brand new technology that came out, I don't know, about a year ago. There's a way you can test a battery now. Good or bad, it actually will tell you how many volts are on it. This is all new high-tech stuff just released to the public. Never thought of before. There's a way to measure frequencies, like the TV signal that comes magically through the air. There's a way to measure it electronically with an electronic device. This is all new. Never discovered, never knew. these iPhones that are out, they're magic boxes. They call them orbs. Little glowing screens that you stare at. Okay. These little magic boxes that these people have up here. Right? There's no way to measure them or test them or even fix them, let alone determine where the signal comes from or where it goes. It's totally anonymous. It's like these phones are so cool. There's no way to track them, right? No way to track these phones. No way. There's no way to record what you send over them. If you talk on it, it's not like a landline. What's a landline? They don't know that. They record sounds now on cassette tapes, right? Reel-to-reel tapes, right? There's no way to record on your phone on a little piece of plastic. No way. No way. There's no way it does it. There's no way. It's impossible. There's no way to do it. No way. That's a delusional thought to think that. Now you prove to me that it does do that. Recorder. I want you to take this recorder. Okay? You prove to me that it records sound. Prove it. As far as I know, it's a magic fucking device. First, the recording. And a secret spirit in the atmosphere. He repeats it so that people hear it. Right? That's what we're dealing with up here, this kind of mindset. That's how this cult has brainwashed these people. He's got them thinking that everything they do in technology is brought to them by some magic spirit, God. Right? The car they drive, right, runs on go-go juice. Right? It's a magic elixir that the witches and brew in a cauldron. Pour into this place where it's then pumped. There's a man underground with a hand pump, and he pumps it like this, and it comes out the hose. Right? You put your card in there in the machine to pay for it. Right? That's a magic card. Right? The money's magically put there. It's trickery. You're deceiving the cashier inside. They have no idea what you're doing. It's all deception. There's a spell cast on that card. When you slide it in the slot, the cashier is magically transformed into what? No memory. Has no clue. Right? You stick the go-go juice stick in. The guy under the ground pumps the pumper. Right? Right? You get in. Sometimes you say, car start. It doesn't start. You got to turn the key. What is the key, though? Why does it slide in a hole? Right? Why does the magic shamanistic priestess do that to us? Make it so we have to put a key in a hole. Right? There's no way to test any of this. Right? There's no way. This world is so backwards. There's no way to test anything. Right? I don't even know how they make tires. Why they're round. Why aren't they square? You know what I mean? That's what one guy said. What's with the round tires? Wouldn't something square be better? Right? It would sit flatter on the ground, more level. On a roll. Right? And you got to put it in gear. What does put it in gear mean? Right? Why does it say D? And why does it say R? What does that mean? Right? One says reverse. I don't understand. Why does drive mean forward? Why does reverse mean reverse? Why doesn't reverse mean drive backwards? Why doesn't drive mean reverse forwards? I just don't understand, you know? It's this cult shamanistic mindset of these nitwits up here that think they're superior. You know? They laugh, they're giddy. I want to fucking punch the fucker. I want to fucking hit this guy in the head so fucking hard. I hear this guy ridiculing me from the distance on the hill. He's a dumb fucking fat man. Okay? He's a fat fuck. He's an overweight fat fucking man with his fat fucking wife and children. I want to find you, fucker, and I want to apply the aluminum back to your fucking head. I want to fuck you up, punk. Now he's listening to this, right? The magnetic field. Why? Because I can hear him right here. He's eavesdropping. Now, he may not have this recording that I have on YouTube, but he has the recording in my house of me talking. because he's an eavesdropping motherfucking faggot. Oh, thanks a lot, he says, like a tough guy. Oh, thanks a lot, Mr. Cullinan. There's nothing you can do to us. There's no way you'll ever get up to our house, Mr. Cullinan. There's nothing you'll ever do to us. Up to your house, right? What does that mean? High vantage point? That's right, Mr. Cullinan. You'll never get up here. Oh, it fucking pisses me off. So I'm talking about something in the background to myself, to this nitwit. If you look where my van is, right there, you see the red car, right? And then you see a little opening. That's that's the road, Durgan Hill, where I live. Now, with the red car, that's where my mailbox is. Now, where my van is, I'm standing there approximately where my van is. Car noses. Mr. Bowles comes down. This picture's swapped. It's out of perspective. He comes down where the red car, or no, he comes down from where the hot tub is, down. Okay? Now that's considered southbound. That means he's going to be on the far side. Okay? That means the inside lane going which way, right? Inside lane, right? Goes left is the normal travel. That's to the north. You'd be on the inside. He was coming down to the right, which is on the outside. He comes into the driveway almost, where I am, pulls his window down and yells, "Fuck you," right? I start walking toward, fastly walking toward his car, his truck, right? And he bumps me with the steering wheel and knocks me down to the ground, right? At this point, I'm in front of the red car, over to the right, almost to the picture. There's a fence there, right there, right? So he bumps me down on the ground. I go down. Knocks me a good 2 feet. My feet go down, and he's still turning into the lane because now he's trying to get into his driveway, which he put 10 feet from my driveway. So he's starting to turn in, right? And I look down, there's my feet on the ground, and I'm like still in motion. And I'm like, holy fuck, this guy's going to run over my fucking legs. This guy was going to run me over now, okay? So I pull my feet in, and I jump back up on my feet real fast, but I'm still, momentum is falling forward. So he turns his car in, and as he's going, I put my hand out to brace myself out in the way, right? And I go to push off his truck, but as he's going in, he's rolling his window down, right? And as I'm falling forward, my hand goes into his truck, right? And his steering wheel's there, and there's nothing for me to push off of. So I push off his face, which is the only thing right there, because I'm falling into his car, right? So then he stops his truck like a badass motherfucker. He opens the door like he's so righteously right what he did. He's all squatted over. He can't stand up. He's like in an L shape. And he goes, "I'm going to charge you with assault." And I go, "What is your fucking problem, alcoholic? You just ran me down. Didn't you see what you did?" I said, "You're a fucking alcoholic." He just stares at me like a drunk. And I just walk away. I said, "What is your fucking problem?" Now, this is going on 15 years with this nitwit. Mr. Stuart Giles Bowles, sexual predator. Pointer that with the laser camera, laser pointer that you can see into a home from 300 to 1,000 feet away. You can look right into a home. It's like what the fire departments have to see if there's people alive in a home. It uses infrared, and you can see living, moving bodies. Right? This is what this scum does. Right? Now he fucked my knee up real bad. I had a scab the size of a $50 because I went down real hard on my knee. Right? Now I don't understand what's wrong with his brain. This guy's a meth addict, drug dealer. He insists he's probably not. He'll insist he's a good guy. Right? But I keep telling you, he's injecting his mind on his laser speaker into the home. It's real subtle. You can hear them on the signal. You know, he goes, I'll walk out my house and someone says, "Why don't you move? Move out of that house. I want you to move." Right? This is what I hear. Somebody look over like, what the fuck's this guy saying? It's like he's got this door alarm, you know, the door chimers that you see on stores when you walk by. It goes ding, ding. But in this case, he has one pointed at my front, and it goes, "Why don't you move? Why don't you move? Why don't you move?" Right? This is my neighbor, Stuart Giles Bowles. Unless his name isn't Giles and he changed his name. Right? Another day, this is last summer, he comes home with his buddy. I'm not paying attention. I'm out in my truck working on my van. He's on the left. On the right side, he pulls in his driveway's right 30 feet over there. He's got 650 feet of road frontage, yet he builds his house right next door. Right next door to mine. And he's got 600 feet of road frontage, you know? So he pulls in, and he gets out. I don't know if he saw me or not. I was hide in the shadows. I put all these big tarps up between the properties to hide myself, out of sight, out of mind. So I guess he saw me, and he gets out, and he goes really loud to his buddy. You know, I think I can take him, right? Like he's a badass. He can take me like we're going to fight. I think I can take this guy, you know? And they're talking because they know you're there. And these are two guys talking because they know you're right there. They're intimidating you. All of a sudden, one of the guys starts honking the horn. And they're laughing like it's funny. Right? So, okay, I grab my pistol. I point it to the ground. They beep the horn. I fire a shot in the ground. They beep it. I fire a shot in the ground. They beep it. I fire a shot in the ground. They beep it. I fire a shot in the ground. I'm waiting. No more beeps. No more beeps. I said, okay, I guess they got the hint. Right? They stopped. Right? So the next day, the state police show up. Right? And I guess to talk about the incident. I couldn't quite understand what was going on because I didn't do anything wrong. But the neighbor, right, called the Stadies, and the cop said to me, "You didn't do anything wrong." I said, "I know I didn't. I'm firing my gun into the ground. I wasn't shooting at anybody. I'm on my private property." You know? And he goes, "Well, your neighbor said you were scaring him." I'm like, "What?" I didn't say anything to the cop about what they said to me and what they were yelling. I just played stupid. I said, "What?" And I'm like, "Fuck," you know, in my brain, I'm saying, it's not to the police officer. I'm like, "You got to be fucking kidding me. This is insane." This fucking guy calls the Stadies on me to say I'm harassing him now because I outdid him. Because he didn't think I'd be that bold and daring. You know what I mean? Because normally, somebody, you would normally, I'm supposed to take it because I'm being bullied because there's two of them, there's one of me. And I'm supposed to be a coward to take it. But he doesn't fucking get it. You know what I mean? So relaxed. I've been so easygoing. I'm 60 years old. You know, this is not fucking high school shit. This guy's 50, 55. He's a fucking nitwit. He's playing this old fucking school bullying crap, you know? And I'm like, I've been so cool, calm, and collected. He doesn't get it, you know? And I'm like, you don't get it, do you, huh? You're going to take me, huh? So the cop leaves. He goes, "Don't shoot into the woods because there might be hikers back there." Right? I said, "No, I don't shoot into the woods. I shoot into the dirt bank right there." You know what I mean? Or at a target. I don't shoot into the air or into the open. I'm not stupid, right? He goes, "Well, let me tell you." He's like reading me the riot act, like, "Reiterate safety practices of firing a weapon." It's okay. And he goes by, and I don't tell him what's on my mind, which is simply, that's my fucking property. It's posted, keep off. Why would people be hiking on my property? I own 600 feet up the mountain, right? The mountain goes straight fucking up behind my house. You know what I mean? If I fire it into my backyard, it goes into a huge bank mountain, right? because my house sits low to the road here. You go to the backyard, you go up, and you go 200 feet back, and you're up 200 feet up in the air now. You're up 100 feet higher in elevation, right? I'm like, why would a hiker be in my backyard, right? So I'm like, okay. I just say to my brain, okay, I'll take this shit again. I'm just going to bite my tongue and take this crap again. I'm like, this is going on 15 years of this shit, right? Bowles is listening because I can hear him clearing his throat right now. Because his thought processor they put in him retransmit whatever he thinks and says. And he doesn't realize I pick up his device they put in his body. So then another guy, I don't know, a week, 2 weeks later, shows up again. I'm out in my truck again in the yard. It's summertime, so I'm doing whatever. Apparently they still see me. He walks right to the property line, whips his penis out, and he's standing there pissing. And he goes, hey, Cullinan, why don't you get your camera out now? Right? And I'm like, what the fuck is this guy talking about? This is my property. He's on the property line. He's got his dick whipped out, and he's taking a leak. Camera out like I'm doing something wrong, right? And I'm trying to understand the mindset of this guy, right? Realize he could have easily just went to the right and into the woods, and hid behind a tree and pissed. Why did he walk to the property line and whip his dick out and take a piss? I'm like, I don't understand what the purpose of this mindset is, right? And then it happens again. I report this one to the state police, though. I'm inside watching TV. This is before they burnt my house down, about a year before, when they were setting up on me. And I have all these weird recordings so you can hear them actually setting up on me. They've got this long, thought-out, conniving campaign of harassment, scheming, all these ideas, because they're demented individuals, And I'm inside. Someone broke in the year before, so I'd say 2 years ago, before this story, they sabotaged that truck that's on the right there, that black truck. That was a functioning vehicle, functioning perfectly. They put stuff in the gas, which I pulled out, which is on Capture My Vermont, Ford Hermit, HIRMIT. Page through, you see this little thing of red stuff that I pulled out of the tank. That truck ran for 5 years before. Really worked and serviced by me, right? And it died. It's been sitting there since, okay? So when I called the Stadies that they did this and I had the proof, they said, oh, well, we really can't do anything. You don't know who did it, da-da-da-da-da-da. Oh, well. So I said, I could beef security up. That's a bit, okay, oh, well. I said to the state trooper, Flowers, I go, well, I have a feeling they're trying to kill me because they keep threatening. I said, at least do an autopsy. Body, And I didn't know at the time that they put a chip inside my body that picks up sound and audio, listening to me talk to the state police, right? So I'm thinking do an autopsy, meaning they might poison me. You know what I mean? Like come in your house and poison your food. That was my mindset, Or like heart, like you see in the old movies where they poison you with medicine to give you a heart attack, old Peter Falk, Columbo movies, he was found dead and there was strychnine in his blood, I had no idea that when they do the autopsy on me, they're going to find a whole shitload of these pieces that are used for listening in my teeth, in my jaw, in my extremities, So I'm sitting there watching TV. My security camera's going kind of off to the side with the sound. Then it would pulse in, and you could hear them, whatever. He gets out of his car, his buddy Keith, right? Gets out of the car. This is the guy in Versailles that the cops chased down. His wife called the cops on him because he was getting drunk. So he lived in West Fairleigh and moved to Versailles, right there on 113. Those trailers as you come into Versailles on the left-hand side. So they get a DUI on him. So I'm thinking, gee, this guy still got a DUI and still driving, right? So he gets out of his car. I'm like, they're talking in their car. I can't hear them, right? They're just sitting in the car talking, kind of hear the music going. He gets out, walks toward my property. I'm like, what the fuck's this guy coming toward my property for? Right? Stands there, whips his penis out, and starts peeing and yells, hey, suck on this. I don't know if you call me Cullinan or Joe. Suck on this, Joseph. Suck on this. Right? And he's yelling this. I'm like, what the fuck is this guy talking about? Suck on this. Is this something you do in Westport, Connecticut, or in Westchester? Or even in Burlington? Do they do this in Burlington all the time? I'm thinking, is this common practice in Vermont now? Dirty cameras that are there. Whip your dick out and say, suck on this. So I make a copy and I send it into the state police. I said, they're still harassing me next door. And this is kind of obvious. So the state police called me. Mr. Cullinan, we're going to talk to you about your voyeuristic practices. I'm like, what are you talking about? Well, I can see you're voyeuristic your neighbor, spying on him. I'm like, what are you talking about? Well, I checked the law, and that it's not a law to have a camera pointed at your neighbor's house because it doesn't go inside that. And I'm like, what are you talking about? I'm like, I don't understand. What are you talking about? I'm like, dumbfounded. Is this really a cop or is this a prank call? And I go, they sabotaged my vehicle from next door, and I put a camera there because they came in that side of the property, knocked the fence over, and they came right in, and you can see where the footprints were and where they walked right on the property, and came right in through the stream. And I'm trying to tell the cop this, and that I spoke to a trooper a year earlier who said, increase your security, and I said, I'm going to put a camera there. And she goes, that sounds like a good idea, and I said, Trooper Flowers told me. And this cop's like, well, we don't think you're voyeuristic your neighbors. I'm like, what are you talking about, voyeuristic my neighbors, right? And this goes on, and I'm totally dumbfounded. This is before I knew that they have chips in my body. And the guy has my house under surveillance and was listening to the state police call me and recording it because they have recordings on their system that they have now for, I don't know, 10, 15 years, as though they're building this case on me, right? So I'm dumbfounded. Like, what? I have no clue at the time now. This is 2-3 years, no, this is 5 years ago. I have no clue the severity of what they've done to me, okay? No fucking clue that they put dental shit in, listen to me, that they have this thought chip that captures your subtle thoughts, that they've been brain reading my mind with the microwave reader writer and capturing a database like Dragon Natural Speaking does, right? And you create a database of the way you phonetically speak, or your cadence is set by Dragon Natural Speaking and creates this database so that when you speak, the words are easily transformed into printed text. So I didn't know this at the time. I know it now because I detect the equipment or the devices inside my body. But yet the nitwit next door, he keeps playing stupid like there's no proof. And I keep saying, fucking nitwit, how the fuck are you listening then? I said, I'm listening the same fucking way you are, you fucking nitwit. I said, this is goddamn, this is NSA, CIA equipment. This is spies use this shit. This is what the mob uses. The Russian mafia uses this crap. Okay? You understand me? And the guy doesn't get it. Oh, you can't prove nothing. No, this stuff's so top secret. They don't even use spatial communication in the States anyway, right? So I tell him again, I'm sitting there, and it goes on now. Every time I look at these guys that do this to me, they play the stupid game. They're like spies. And they look at you kind of like everything's peachy keen, I look at this guy, and I'm like, just bring it on. I'm waiting. And all he says is, wait till I knock you out, Cullinan. When you're blind and you can't hear me, and none of your muscles move, I'm going to come over there and I want to beat the shit out of you. Right? And that's what this guy's trying to do, incapacitate me, because he knows I'm evenly matched to him. Right? Maybe. I don't know if evenly. I'm only saying that because I think he's a healthy human being. If he's a drug addict and he's stooped over like that because he's an alcoholic and he can't stand up straight, you know, the stupor, right? Now the guy's listening, right? And his buddies, his crew, he's got probably 50 spies up here, you know. Then, of course, right, the house is burnt down, right? I could talk about this for hours. The proof I have is on these little websites with these recordings. They insist you can't hear this stuff. I'm like, no, you can record it. You can hear it if you down convert it or you listen. You know, if you analyze the sound, you can hear it. You know, like this sound here. You know, and it goes on and on. So now it's 1/14, 2018. Okay. My parents died 2 years ago. This would be my father's time. He died about. This is right around his birthday, too, 2 years ago. Okay. My stepmother now dies a few days later. She falls down the steps, they said. My father gets a sudden attack of colon cancer that kills him within 3 weeks, 2 weeks, which is impossible. It doesn't work that way. You know? My mother dies in the hospital, dialysis. It's like they sucked the blood out of her body and forgot to put it back. Now, this crew doing this, they are linked to a very covert, infiltrated insurgency in the government. These are high-level workers that are spies. Kind of like that movie with Kevin Costner when he works for the Pentagon, and he's considered to be the chameleon or something, right? And he's a lieutenant in naval intelligence, right? He's the chameleon. He's running around doing all this last bit of spying stuff. The one guy is sitting there talking to him as his best buddy. Yeah, I'm analyzing this one picture we have of him, and right now it's going to take 25 hours to pull out the image of his face. And every time he keeps going by, how's that image? How's that image? Now, here I am now. I was talking 10 minutes. I'm getting a headache now. I can't sit here by this spot. My tooth in my mouth is starting to vibrate, and I taste that metallic taste, okay? Somebody within line of sight of my home has a very high-frequency microwave device pointed at me. Now, I'm telling you again, I don't live in a huge city. There's one house to my left. He's not home at the moment, so it's not his turn, his nighttime job. The other house is to my right. There's another house out in the distance. There's a tower way out in the distance, right? That's 105 point whatever. There's a guy on the hill, right? Let's see. Where's my car? There's the tub. He's right up above the tub. There's a house right fucking above that in the mountain there. One house. One. That whole fucking mountainside there that you see, there's only one house. Okay? One house. I gotta move. Gotta move.